Welcome to my channel Unleash Your English, my friend. Today, I will tell you a secret. A secret that helped me remember English words when I thought I could never learn. It is not difficult. It is not expensive. It is something so simple that anyone can do it. If you stay with me until the end, I promise you will see English words in a new way, and you will never forget them again. Chapter 1. The day I couldn't remember a word. I still remember the day like it happened just now. I was in a small classroom. The teacher asked me a very easy question. She smiled and said, "What is this?" She was holding an apple in her hand. The word was simple. I knew it before. I had written it in my notebook. I had read it many times, but in that moment, my mind went blank. I opened my mouth. Nothing came out. My classmates laughed a little. I felt my face become hot. Inside, I was angry at myself. How could I forget such a small and easy word? That moment stayed with me for a long time. When I went home, I felt so heavy. I told myself, maybe I will never learn English. Maybe it is too hard for me. Maybe I am not smart enough. These thoughts hurt me. I looked at my notebook full of words. I had studied hard. I had written lists of new words every day. But when the time came to use them, they were gone from my memory. It was like the words were only guests in my head. They came for a short time, and then they left. I wanted them to live inside me, but I did not know how. That night, I sat alone and thought about it. Why did I forget? I had written the word many times. I had looked at it again and again. But the truth was simple. I had never used it in my real life. I had only looked at the word like a picture. I had not lived with the word. I had not spoken it with my own mouth. I had not made it part of my daily story. And that is why, in front of my teacher, the word disappeared. I felt sad, but then a new fire started inside me. I told myself, this cannot be the end. There must be a better way. I remembered how children learn. A child never takes a notebook and writes word lists. A child speaks. A child touches things. A child says the same sentence many times. A child makes mistakes but never feels ashamed. That was the moment I made a promise to myself. I will not only collect words, I will make them alive in my life. The next morning, I tried something different. I picked one word, only one, and I spoke it. I used it in small sentences. I said it while looking at the thing in front of me. I did not hide the word in my notebook. I spoke it to the air. I spoke it to myself. I even spoke it to objects in my room. Slowly, I felt the word enter my memory in a deeper way. I felt it was no longer only a picture on paper. It became a part of me. That was the first day I understood something powerful. English is not about writing 100 words and forgetting them. English is about making one word alive, and then another, and then another. That day, I stopped blaming myself. I stopped thinking I was not smart. I understood it was not my fault. It was the method, and when I changed the method, everything changed for me. My friend, maybe you also had a moment like me. Maybe you stood in front of someone and you forgot the word. Maybe you felt small or shy or weak. I want you to know you are not alone. I was there too. Many learners were there too. But here is the truth. That moment is not your end. That moment can be your beginning. If you stay with me, you will learn the same simple trick I discovered. A trick so easy but so powerful that you will never look at words the same way again. Chapter 2. Why Most People Fail at Learning Words. When I started learning English, I thought I had to memorize as many words as possible. I opened my notebook and wrote long lists. 10 words one day, 20 words the next. I felt proud when I filled a page. It looked beautiful, but when I tried to speak, my mind was empty. The words I wrote so carefully never came out of my mouth. I felt like all my work was wasted. My friend, many learners make the same mistake. They believe writing words is enough. They believe looking at lists is enough. But when they try to use those words in real life, they disappear. The words are there in the notebook, but they are not inside the heart. That is why so many learners get frustrated. They ask, "Why do I forget? Why can't I remember?" The answer is simple. The method is wrong. Think about it. When you only write a word, it is like drawing a picture of food. You can see it, but you cannot eat it. It does not give you energy. In the same way, when you only look at a word, you do not feel it. You do not taste it. And that is why your brain lets it go. Your brain wants experience, not only pictures. Another reason people fail is because they try to learn too many words at once. They think learning English is a race. They want to collect hundreds of words quickly. But learning does not work like that. If you put too much water in a glass, it spills. If you put too many words in your mind, it also spills. You forget most of them. And then you feel disappointed. You feel like you are not good enough. But the truth is, it is not about you. It is about the way you are learning. Some learners also study with fear. They are afraid to make mistakes. They want to be perfect from the start. So they never use the new words in speaking. They only hide them in books. But words that are hidden die quickly. Words that are spoken live forever. That is why you must use them, even if you make mistakes. I also made these mistakes. I wasted time writing and writing. I wasted time trying to memorize. And every time I forgot, I felt weak. But one day I asked myself, if children can learn, why can't I? Children never write lists. Children never sit with notebooks. Children hear a word, they say it, they play with it, they make mistakes. But slowly, they remember, and soon they can speak. That thought changed me. I realized the reason I was failing was not because I was stupid. It was because I was learning in the wrong way. Most learners fail not because they are weak, but because they use methods that do not work. When you understand this, you feel free. You feel hope again. You understand you can succeed if you change the way you practice. So, my friend, if you feel like you are failing, do not blame yourself. You are not the problem. The problem is the old way of learning. And the good news is, you can change it. If you stay with me, I will show you the simple trick that made me remember words easily. A trick that can make English part of your life, not just part of your notebook. Chapter 3. My simple trick revealed. After many days of failure, I finally found something that worked. It was not a big book. It was not a long list. It was not hours of study. It was something very small, something so simple that I almost laughed when I realized it. But that small thing changed my English forever. The trick was this. Every time I learned a new word, I used it in a real sentence from my own life. I did not just write the word. I did not only look at it. I spoke it. I lived it. I made it mine. That was the secret. And when I did this, the word stayed with me. It was no longer a stranger. It became my friend. For example, when I learned the word apple, I did not stop at writing it. I said out loud, I eat an apple every morning. When I looked at the apple on the table, I said, this apple is red. When I gave one to my brother, I said, take this apple. Suddenly, the word was not only in my notebook, it was in my mouth. It was in my house. It was in my life. At first, I thought this was too easy. Could it really work? But after a few days, I noticed something amazing. When my teacher asked me, what is this? And showed an apple, the word came to me like magic. I did not have to think. I did not have to search in my mind. The word was ready because I had lived with it. That is the trick I want to share with you. Stop keeping words like pictures in a notebook. Start using them in small, real sentences. Make them part of your daily life. Even if it feels silly. Even if no one is listening. Say it out loud. Say it many times. Say it in different ways. Every time you use the word, you are building a bridge in your brain. A bridge so strong that the word cannot fall out. I know many learners think they must wait until they have many words before speaking. But that is not true. You can speak from the first word. You can speak from today. One word is enough to start. One word can become 10 sentences. 10 sentences can become a small story. And that small story can give you confidence. My friend, I want you to imagine this. Imagine you learn one new word every day. And with each word, you make 5 sentences from your own life. After 1 week, you will not only know 7 words, you will have lived with those words. You will be able to speak them without fear. After 1 month, you will feel stronger. After 1 year, you will be surprised at how many words have become your friends. All of this can happen with one small trick. So when you learn a new word today, do not just write it down. Do not just repeat it in your head. Open your mouth. Make a sentence. Connect it to your life. Speak it again and again. That is how you will win. That is how you will keep the words forever. This simple trick is not magic, but it feels like magic because it works every single time. And if you follow it, I promise you, the words will never leave you again. Chapter 4. Words come alive in sentences. When I first learned English, I treated words like dead objects. They were just letters on paper. They had no life, no sound, no feeling. That is why they always ran away from my memory. But the day I started making sentences, everything changed. Words came alive. They started breathing. They started moving. They became part of my world. Think of a word like a seed. If you keep the seed in your pocket, nothing happens. It stays small. It stays quiet. It has no power. But if you put the seed into the soil, if you give it water, it grows into a plant. It becomes strong. It becomes something you can see, touch, and use. Words are exactly the same. When you keep them in a notebook, they stay dead. But when you put them inside sentences, they grow. They stay in your mind, and you can use them anytime you want. I will give you an example. Take the word book. If you only say book, it is weak. It is lonely. But if you say, I read a book every night, it has meaning. If you say, this book is very interesting, it has a story. If you say, the book is on the table, it becomes part of your life. Suddenly the word book is not just letters. It is a tool. It is something you can use to share your thoughts. This is the power of sentences. They are like magic houses for words. Inside a sentence, a word finds its family. It finds a place to live. And when words live in sentences, they stay in your memory forever. You will not forget them because you have used them in real life. Many learners are afraid to make sentences. They think, what if I make a mistake? But mistakes do not kill the word. Silence does. If you never speak, the word dies. But if you make a sentence, even with mistakes, the word stays alive. So do not wait to be perfect. Do not wait to know everything. Take one word and make it live in a simple sentence. That is enough. The beautiful thing about this trick is that it works anywhere. You do not need a classroom. You do not need a teacher. You do not need expensive books. All you need is your voice, your mind, and one word. With those three things, you can build sentences that bring words alive. Imagine this. You learn the word water. You can say, I drink water. You can say, the water is cold. You can say, please give me water. 3 sentences from one word. That is real learning. That is power. And when someone asks you about water, you will not be silent. The sentences will come naturally because you have lived with them. So, my friend, do not keep words locked in notebooks. Do not let them die in silence. Give them life. Put them into sentences. Speak them with your mouth. Use them in your daily story. When you do this, words stop being strangers. They become your partners. They become your tools. They become your friends. This is how words come alive. This is how English becomes real. And this is the path to fluency. Not by collecting, but by living. Not by hiding, but by speaking. Every sentence you make is a step closer to the English you dream of. Chapter 5. Speak the word. Don't just see it. I remember the first time I truly spoke an English word with my own voice. It was different. Before that moment, I only looked at words in books. I only read them silently in my head. They stayed trapped inside my notebook. They stayed quiet inside my mind. And because they were quiet, they were easy to forget. But when I opened my mouth and spoke, something powerful happened. The word became alive. You see, reading is good, writing is good, but speaking is stronger. When you speak, your tongue moves. Your ears listen to your own voice. Your brain feels the sound. Suddenly, the word is not only a picture in your eyes, it is a sound in your life. It becomes part of you. That is why speaking is the key. Many learners make a big mistake. They only see the word. They think, if I write it 10 times, I will remember it. But the truth is, you will not. Your brain forgets what it only sees. But your brain remembers what it hears, what it feels, what it speaks. That is why you must speak every new word out loud. Not once, but many times. I still remember when I learned the word chair. At first, I only wrote it. But I forgot it again and again. Then one day I touched the chair in my room and said, "This is a chair." I sat on it and said, "I sit on the chair." I moved it and said, "The chair is heavy." I repeated these sentences many times. From that day, I never forgot the word again. Why? Because I did not only see it, I spoke it. I lived it. Speaking makes you brave. In the beginning, your voice may shake. You may feel shy. You may feel strange talking alone. But let me tell you, my friend, this is not strange. This is smart. When you speak words, you train your mouth. You train your ears. You train your memory. Every word you speak becomes stronger. Every word you speak becomes your own. Do not wait for someone to ask you a question before speaking. Do not wait for the perfect moment. Make every moment perfect. When you learn a new word, say it aloud. Use it in a sentence. Repeat it. Whisper it. Shout it. Play with it. The more you speak it, the deeper it goes into your mind. Imagine this. You learn the word happy. If you only look at it, you may forget. But if you say, "I am happy," "She is happy," "This song makes me happy," the word becomes yours. The next time you want to express your feeling, the word will come out easily. Because you spoke it. Because you made it real. My friend, English is not just for your eyes. It is for your mouth. It is for your life. If you only look, you will forget. If you speak, you will remember. Every time you open your mouth, you bring the word to life. And every time you bring the word to life, you get closer to fluency. So today, promise yourself this. Do not only see words, speak them. Speak them again and again until they become part of you. That is the true path to remembering. That is the true path to confidence. That is the path to real English. Chapter 6. One word, many sentences. One of the biggest secrets I discovered in my journey was this. One word can give you many sentences. At first, I thought I needed hundreds of words to speak English. I believed I could not talk until I had a big vocabulary. But the truth is, even one word can open many doors. You just need to use it in different ways. Think about the word book. If you only say book, it feels small. It feels weak. But when you put it into different sentences, the word becomes powerful. You can say, "I read a book." You can say, "This book is very interesting." You can say, "The book is on the table." You can say, "I will buy a new book." Suddenly, one word gives you many sentences. Suddenly, one word gives you confidence. This trick changed everything for me. I stopped worrying about how many words I had. I started focusing on how I could use one word again and again. I discovered that with one word, I could make 10 sentences. With 10 words, I could make 100 sentences. With 100 words, I could make 1,000 sentences. That was when I understood. Fluency is not about knowing many words. Fluency is about using the words you already know in many ways. Many learners feel stuck because they think they need more vocabulary. They look at long lists. They feel small when they see other people speaking with big words. But my friend, do not feel small. Even if you have one word today, you can speak. Even if you have 5 words, you can build sentences. English is not about big words. English is about simple sentences that carry meaning. I remember one day I practiced with the word water. I said, I drink water. Then I said, the water is cold. Then I said, can I have some water? Then I said, there is no water in the glass. In just a few minutes, I had 4 sentences. Later, when I spoke to a friend, the word water came to me easily. I did not have to think. It was ready because I had used it in many sentences. This is the power of repetition in different ways. Every time you change the sentence, your brain makes a new connection. Your memory becomes stronger. You do not feel bored because you are not repeating the same thing again and again. You are playing with the word. You are making it flexible. You are making it alive. So my advice to you is simple. Take one word today. Do not stop with one sentence. Try to make 5. Try to make 10. They do not have to be perfect. They do not have to be long. They only need to be real and connected to your life. If you do this every day, your English will grow faster than you can imagine. My friend, do not wait to have more. Start with what you already have. One word can give you power. One word can give you practice. One word can give you confidence. And when you build many sentences from one word, you will feel that English is no longer far away. It is already with you. Chapter 7. Connect words to your life. One of the most powerful lessons I learned in my English journey was this. Words stay with you when they connect to your life. If a word has no place in your daily story, your brain lets it go. But if the word belongs to your world, you will never forget it. When I was a beginner, I tried to learn every word from the dictionary. I wrote words about machines, animals, and places I never saw. But because those words had no meaning in my life, they disappeared. They were only pictures on a page. My memory let them go. I felt frustrated. I thought I was weak. But later, I realized the problem was not me. The problem was that those words were strangers to my daily life. Everything changed when I started using words that were part of my world. For example, I learned the word coffee. I drink coffee every morning, so it was easy to use. I said, I drink coffee every day. I said, this coffee is hot. I said, I like coffee in the morning. Every time I made a sentence, I was also living the word, and because coffee was part of my routine, I never forgot it. That is the secret, my friend. If you want words to stay, you must give them a home in your life. Look around you. What do you see every day? Maybe a chair, a phone, a bag, a cup, a book. These are not just objects. These are your teachers. Use them, talk about them, build sentences with them. When you connect a word to something you touch, taste, or feel, it becomes part of your memory forever. I remember practicing with the word door. It was always in front of me. I said, the door is open. I said, I close the door. I said, the door is brown. I used the word many times while looking at the door. Now I can never forget it. Why? Because the word belongs to my life. It is not a stranger anymore. Many learners think English is only in books, but real English is in your room, in your kitchen, in your street. You do not need to wait for a teacher. You do not need to wait for a special lesson. Your life is already full of lessons. Every object, every action, every feeling can give you practice. This way of learning also makes English fun. You are not only studying, you are playing with life. You are making a strong bridge between your world and your words. This bridge will never break. It will make your English strong, natural, and unforgettable. So my advice to you is simple. Choose words that belong to your world. Do not waste time on words you never use. Start with the things you see every day. Speak them, live them, repeat them, make them part of your story, and you will see how fast your English grows. My friend, English is not far away. It is already in your life. You just need to open your eyes, open your mouth, and connect. Once you do that, no word will ever leave you again. Chapter 8. Use objects around you. One of the easiest ways to learn English words is to use the objects around you. You do not need a special book. You do not need a classroom. You do not need to wait for anyone. Everything you need is already in your room, in your kitchen, in your pocket, and in your hands. The objects in your life are the best teachers you can ever have. When I was learning English, I made a big mistake. I tried to study words that I never used. I memorized words about science and history, but when I looked around me, I could not even name the things on my desk. I knew the word astronomy, but I forgot the word pen. That was the moment I realized something important. I must start with what is near me. I must start with what I can see, touch, and use every day. So I began to practice with objects in my room. I picked up my pen and said, "This is a pen." Then I said, "I write with a pen." Then I said, "The pen is blue." Every day I looked at the same object and made different sentences. Soon, I could never forget the word again. Why? Because the word was real. Because the word lived in my life. The same thing happened when I practiced with the word cup. I held it in my hand and said, "This is a cup." Then I drank and said, "I drink from the cup." Later, I washed it and said, "I clean the cup." With one object, I created many sentences, and every time I used the word, it became stronger in my memory. This method works for everything around you. Look at your bag. Say, "This is my bag." Say, "The bag is heavy." Say, "I carry the bag to school." Look at your shoes. Say, "These are my shoes." Say, "The shoes are black." Say, "I wear shoes every day." Look at your phone. Say, "This is my phone." Say, "I call my friend with my phone." Say, "The phone is on the table." Every object can give you 10 sentences, and each sentence makes the word stronger. Some learners think they need a partner to practice, but my friend, you already have partners. Your chair, your book, your glass, your table, your spoon, your bed. They are waiting for you to speak. They will never laugh at you. They will never correct you. They will never judge you. That makes them the best listeners and the best teachers. Using objects around you is also powerful because it connects English to your daily routine. You see these objects every day. You use them every day. And every time you see them, the word will come back to your mind. You do not need to force your brain. The object itself will remind you. That is real learning. That is natural learning. So, my friend, stop thinking you need big books to learn English. Stop thinking you need perfect lessons. Look around you right now. Pick one object. Speak about it. Make 3 sentences. Then make 5. Then make 10. Do this every day, and you will see your English grow. You will feel stronger. You will feel more confident. And slowly you will understand that English is already inside your life. The objects around you are not just things. They are your teachers. They are your practice. They are your key to remembering words forever. Use them, and you will never forget again. Chapter 9. Repeat without fear. When I was learning English, I used to feel ashamed when I forgot a word. I thought something was wrong with me. I believed smart people remembered quickly, and only weak people needed to repeat. But I was wrong. The truth is, repetition is not weakness. Repetition is power. Every time you repeat, your brain becomes stronger. Every time you repeat, the word goes deeper inside you. Think about how children learn. A child never learns a word after hearing it once. A child hears mama many times. A child says water again and again. They repeat until the word becomes part of their world. They are not afraid to repeat. They are not shy. They know that repeating is learning. That is why children learn so fast. But adults are different. We want to be perfect. We want to learn quickly. We want to remember everything after one time. And when we forget, we feel small. We feel like failures. My friend, you must let go of that fear. Forgetting is natural. Forgetting is normal. The real secret is to repeat without fear. I remember when I was practicing the word friend, I forgot it many times. At first, I felt sad. But then I told myself, I will not stop. I wrote sentences. I said, he is my friend. I said, I talk to my friend every day. I said, my friend is kind. I repeated these sentences every morning. Slowly, the word became strong inside me. Today, I can never forget it. Why? Because I repeated without fear. Repetition is not boring if you do it with energy. You can say the same word in different sentences. You can say it loudly. You can say it softly. You can sing it. You can use it in a question. You can use it in an answer. Every time you repeat, you add new life to the word. Every time you repeat, you tell your brain, this word is important. And your brain listens. Do not care if people laugh at you. Do not care if you sound silly. Remember, the people who speak fluently today also repeated yesterday. They repeated many times until the words became natural. If you want the same result, you must walk the same path. Repeat with courage. Repeat with confidence. Repeat with love. Imagine learning the word happy. You can say, I am happy. You can say, she is happy. You can say, this song makes me happy. You can say, I feel happy today. Repeat these sentences again and again. The next time someone asks you, how are you? The word happy will come out of your mouth without effort. That is the gift of repetition. My friend, do not fear repeating, fear silence, fear forgetting, but never fear practice. If you repeat a word 10 times, it becomes part of your memory. If you repeat it 50 times, it becomes part of your life. Repetition is the bridge between learning and fluency, and the only price you must pay is patience. So today, take one word. Repeat it in sentences. Say it again and again until you feel strong. Do it tomorrow. Do it the next day. And soon you will see the magic. You will not only remember words, You will feel them living inside you. That is the real power of repetition. Chapter 10. Listen and copy. When I was learning English, I thought I had to create everything alone. I tried to build sentences only from my memory. I tried to fight with the words inside my head. But soon I felt tired. I felt heavy. Then I discovered something that changed my journey. I discovered the power of listening and copying. Listening is like opening a door. When you listen, you let English enter your mind. Your ears are like windows, and every word you hear is like sunlight coming in. The more you listen, the brighter your mind becomes. But listening alone is not enough. You must also copy. Copying is like planting that sunlight into your own garden. It is like making the words your own. Think about how babies learn. A baby never studies grammar. A baby never memorizes long lists. A baby listens first. A baby hears words again and again. Then one day, the baby starts to copy. They repeat what they hear. They say it many times. That is how they grow into speakers. If this is how a child learns, why not you? When I started listening carefully, I chose simple things. I listened to short sentences in movies. I listened to songs with easy words. I listened to people speaking around me. And when I heard something useful, I copied it. I did not just think, "Oh, that is nice." I opened my mouth and said it. I said it with the same rhythm. I said it with the same sound. I copied until it felt natural. I remember the first sentence I copied. It was, "How are you?" I heard it in a movie. The actor said it with a smile. I repeated it again and again. At first it felt strange. My voice was not the same. My accent was heavy. But I did not stop. I listened again. I copied again. Slowly, the sentence became mine. The next time I met someone, I said it naturally. And when they answered, I felt proud. That one sentence gave me confidence. This is the magic of listening and copying. You do not have to create everything. You can borrow. You can learn from others. You can take a ready sentence and make it part of your life. Soon, you will have a collection of sentences in your memory, and when the time comes, they will come out without effort. Some learners think copying is wrong. They think they must always be original. But my friend, copying is the first step. Even great writers first copied others. Even great musicians copied songs. And slowly they built their own style. In the same way, when you copy English sentences, you are training your mouth and your ears. Later, you will create your own. But first, you must copy without fear. Imagine you hear the sentence, "I like coffee." Copy it. Say, "I like coffee." Change it. Say, "I like tea." Say, "I like music." Soon you will see how one copied sentence gives birth to many of your own. That is the true gift of listening and copying. So my advice is simple. Listen every day. Copy every day. Do not just listen silently. Open your mouth. Repeat what you hear. Feel the sound. Feel the rhythm. Every time you do this, you get closer to fluency. My friend, you do not need to carry heavy books to learn. You only need your ears and your voice. With listening and copying, you will grow faster than you ever imagined. And the best part is, you can do it anywhere. At home, in the street, with songs, with movies, with friends. The world is your teacher. You just need to listen and copy. Chapter 11. From One Word to Fluency. I used to believe fluency was something far away. I thought I needed thousands of words before I could even start. I thought only very smart people could become fluent. But then I learned something simple. Fluency does not start with thousands of words. Fluency starts with one word. One word can open the door. One word can give you the first step. One word can grow into many sentences, and those sentences can grow into conversations. And slowly, those conversations turn into fluency. It is not magic. It is practice. It is courage. It is starting small and growing big. I remember the first time I did this. I started with the word book. I made a sentence. This is a book. Then I made another. I read a book. Then another. The book is on the table. Soon I had 10 sentences. At first, it felt small. But when I looked at those sentences, I saw a story. I saw that I could already speak. From one simple word, I had created something bigger. That gave me confidence. This is how fluency grows. Do not wait until you have a big vocabulary. Use what you already have. One word is enough to begin. With one word, you can create 10 sentences. With 10 words, you can create 100 sentences. With 100 words, you can create more sentences than you will ever need. Fluency is not about how many words you know. Fluency is about how you use the words you know. Many learners get stuck because they compare themselves to others. They see people speaking fast and they feel small. But my friend, every fluent speaker started with one word. Every journey begins with one step. And your step can begin today, right now. Imagine you learn the word water. You say, I drink water. Then you say, the water is cold. Then you say, can I have water? From one word, you already have 3 sentences. Then you add happy. You say, I am happy. She is happy. This song makes me happy. Now you have 6 sentences. Add school. You say, I go to school. My school is big. I like school. 9 more. Slowly, your English grows. And soon, you are not just speaking words. You are speaking fluently. The secret is to keep building. Do not stop after one sentence. Do not stop after one word. Keep connecting. Keep creating. Fluency is not a big mountain that you cannot climb. Fluency is a small path, and you take one step every day. The more steps you take, the easier it becomes. My friend, you already have enough to start. You do not need to wait. You do not need to be perfect. You do not need to know everything. Take one word today. Build sentences. Speak them. Live them. Repeat them. Tomorrow, take another word, and the next day, another. Slowly, without even noticing, you will become fluent. Fluency is not far. Fluency is not impossible. Fluency is already inside you. It begins with one word, and that one word can change your life. Chapter 12. Your turn. Start today. Now, my friend, it is your turn. You have listened to my story. You have learned my simple trick. You have seen how one word can become many sentences, and how those sentences can build your confidence. But none of this will help you unless you take action. Learning English is not about only listening. Learning English is about doing. And you can start today. Do not wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. Do not wait for the perfect time. The perfect time is now. You already have everything you need. You have your voice. You have your mind. You have the objects around you. You have your daily life. These are your tools. These are your teachers. All you need to do is use them. Pick one word today. Just one. Do not choose a difficult one. Choose a simple word. Maybe cup, maybe book, maybe water. Then make 3 sentences. Say them out loud. Feel the word in your mouth, hear it in your ears, look at it in your life. Repeat it again and again. Tomorrow, choose another word. The next day, another. Slowly, you will see that your English grows. You will not even notice how many words you have learned because you will be too busy living with them. Do not fear mistakes. Mistakes are your friends. Every time you make one, you grow stronger. Every time you correct yourself, you move closer to fluency. Children learn this way. Adults can too. You do not need to be perfect. You only need to be brave. I know sometimes you feel tired. I know sometimes you feel weak. You look at others and think, they are better than me. I will never be like them, but listen to me. You are not behind. You are not late. You are exactly where you need to be. And today you can take one small step. That small step will lead to another, and soon you will look back and see how far you have come. Fluency is not a big secret. It is not something only special people can reach. It is for you. It is for anyone who decides to practice daily. If you give English your heart, it will give you back confidence. If you give English your time, it will give you back opportunity. If you give English your effort, it will give you back freedom. So, my friend, start now. Do not wait for the right day. Do not wait for a miracle. Take one word. Make one sentence. Speak it. Repeat it. Live it. That is all you need to do. And when you do it today, you will feel proud. You will feel hope. You will feel that fluency is already inside you. My friend, now you know my simple trick for learning English words. Do not wait for tomorrow. Take one new word today, make a sentence, say it out loud, and use it in your life. If this video helped you, please subscribe to my channel Unleash Your English, like this video, and comment your own sentence with a new word below. I will read your sentences, and together we will grow.